Reaching you live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. This is Sports Tonight. It's good to have you join us. I'm Austin Okonakwan. On the show tonight, we'll take a look at what's going on at the National Sports Festival right there in Abuja. What a story. There's been this debate. Should the National Sports Festival be for upcoming athletes alone, or should we have the top stars go there? Well, a lot of ex-internationals, former athletes are saying, just let's go with the flow. Anyone that wants to compete, let them come. Let it be open. And I tell you, I love upsets. I don't know about you. We've seen loads of upsets at the National Sports Festival. We've also seen, once again, we know it, but we're seeing it again clearly that there are sporting talents in this country. We just need to harness those talents. We need to nurture them and make sure that we monitor their progress. That's the message that we are getting from the National Sports Festival. We love the fact that it's making a return after about 4 years absence. Yes, the last time we had it was a cool 2012. We love this one. Not the sort of preparation we need, but hey, the National Sports Festival has come, and we love the stories that are coming out of it. We'll give you updates from the National Sports Festival tonight on the program. We'll also discuss about it. Yes, we will talk about it. Has it lost its value? Do you like what you're seeing? What should we do to make the National Sports Festival admirable? Yes, let's be part of nation building on the show tonight. Let's take a look at the 19th edition of the National Sports Festival that is taking place in Abuja. Also on the show tonight, this discussion that has been going on as regards the Nigeria National League. One party sat down and said, look, we want 8 teams to be promoted. Another party says, no, we're going to stay with 4. The Nigeria Football Federation had to mediate, came out and said, let's leave it at 4. So go do a Super 8 and give us 4 teams for the Nigeria Professional Football League new season that we're waiting for. Remember, no team got relegated. So we were saying that 24 teams that we're going to have. Well, let's see how it's going to work. But the NFF believes 28 is totally out of it. We want to understand the issues. So I've brought in a special guest when it comes to that, because at some point I was also confused, and I've been asking questions. We will understand the issues tonight on the program. I'll also tell you about the development of wheelchair basketball in Nigeria. I love development, and I mean, you should also love it, because gradually, if we keep doing our bit to develop sports in this country to get to that level where it would be enviable. Also on the show tonight, we will take a look at the development of marathons in Nigeria. We have the Okpekpe International Road Race. Yes, that's one doing its bit. Silver label from the IAAF. We have the Lagos City Marathon, a bronze label from the IAAF. We love it. We're beginning to give attention to long-distance races. Enugu just hosted the Coal City Marathon. It was good because I love that one, because Nigerians came first and second. Another testament that, look, we've got talent also in that one, and we can do better. We also have one in Ibadan. So the marathons, it seems they've come to stay in the country. How can we get it better? That's the discussion. So I'm going to put all of this into one big discussion with our special guests, and we will talk sports tonight on the program. We're counting down to the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup in France. No more play. We have seen the draw, tricky draw for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. We have been leading one message through Cecilia Omogbe. Preparations and more preparation for the Super Falcons. That's what they've been saying right before they won the Alcon title. They came back and they're saying, NFF, remember, through your president, Amaju Pinnick, you came to Ghana. You promised us that you give us better preparation than what the Super Eagles even had while they were preparing for the World Cup in Russia. Tolu Olorunmoteni came here the other day and said, look, Austin, he told me clearly on live TV that the NFF won't give those girls the sort of preparation that they need to impress. And I've told him that the NFF will put him to shame. So it's up to the NFF now, because we now know the group. What's the program? We know Thomas Denaby is fired up for this one. He says his team needs to improve before the World Cup. June is not far away. So we need to start, get down to business for the Super Falcons. So that's about it for the show tonight. there is the UEFA Champions League. Oh, yes, the UEFA Champions League is going on. I was getting to see interesting results already in that Group D encounter between Galatasaray and FC Porto. It has ended. FC Porto 3, Galatasaray 0. Henry Onyekuru came in as a substitute, but hey, he couldn't help his club to victory. For the love of the game, we will discuss the UEFA Champions League tonight on the show. So wherever you are in the world watching us, I welcome you to the Fun Factory. It's Sports Tonight on your award-winning sports-loving channels, television. Talk to us. What are you talking about? Don't tell me you're not following what's going on at the National Sports Festival, because it's been action-packed from when it started, and it's been giving us loads of talking points. Yes, and I want you to be part of that discussion tonight on the program. And I have one question for you. How can we get the National Sports Festival better? How can we make it better? How can we make it admirable? What are the policies that the Ministry for Youth and Sports need to implement to make sure that it is a world-class event? Talk to us on Twitter, channels _sports, Facebook channels IFU Sports. Send us an email, sportstonight@channelstv.com. Doesn't end there. All our top stories can be viewed on our website, channelstv.com, and on YouTube /channels. We're blog on to m.channelstv.com, and you'll be able to download the Channels TV app for any of those devices that you see right there on your screen. Why? Because it's a racy-pacey, action-packed world of sports. Let's put the world in the palm of your hands. Get you talking about what's going down in our world of sports. Cosmos doesn't need the app. Is right here in the studio. Cosmos, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Well, it's good to be here. Certainly, I do not need the app, but of course, there are people out there that need the app because, yeah, I mean, you just read out the numbers. It's going to be an action-packed sports show, Sports Tonight on Channel Television this evening. Thank you so much for having me. So much to talk about right here on the show, and really, I am salivating for what we're going to be unleashing on the show today.
That's right, and I'm going to start right with what you love talking about. That's the UEFA Champions League. Let's take a look at some of the live updates that we are getting, but before it comes up, Cosmos, it's all over. Galatasaray 2, FC Porto 3. That result means Porto is saying, don't touch us, don't come close.
And they are the first to qualify. Well, they have qualified already anyway. They had 16 maximum points. 16 maximum points. It was actually very tough for Galatasaray, when they played Galatasaray, because Galatasaray needed to win. Galatasaray just have 4 points in that group, while Porto were having 13 points previously before now. Galatasaray needed to win. It was a tough one, but then it ended 2-3 in favor of Porto, and Porto have 16 points. They are probably the only team in the UEFA Champions League that has 16 points as such today. Maybe anything can change in the next few, because that's the only game that has been concluded. So that's huge. Of course, Henry Onyekuru was in that one. It was difficult for him, but there was nothing he could have done. And they will find themselves in the UEFA Europa League, because no matter what happens between the other team, certainly they have in the Europa League. They're still in Europe in that one. Of course, all the games Barcelona will be playing against, they're playing against Tottenham. Tottenham needs to win Barcelona. Barcelona have qualified. But Tottenham needs to win Barcelona and hope somehow that International Milan, that's Inter Milan, falters against PSV Eindhoven, is goalless in that one as well. That is Group C. Now, the other one that is very, very interesting as well is between Liverpool and Napoli. Now, Liverpool are third with 6 points. Napoli are on top with 8 points, followed by PSG that is in their middle with 7 points. Now, the assumption is that PSG will probably defeat Zvezda, but then Liverpool needs to win Napoli, and it is a difficult one. It is difficult to beat a Carlo Ancelotti side. Now, and of course, Liverpool understands that Liverpool needs to win Napoli if they must qualify with at least 2 unreplied goals.
And they made it difficult for themselves when they lost to Red Star Belgrade.
Exactly. They made it very difficult for themselves. And of course, in that last game last 2 weeks against PSG, it was a very, very, very difficult one. So really, it's something that we can talk about. And these are the live games, basically. Club Brugge, of course, against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid has qualified in this one. Monaco will be playing Dortmund. Dortmund will have qualified in this one. So these other 2 games are probably kind of a dead rubber. But Club Brugge have an opportunity to be in the Europa League. I think they have been, they are there. They are all but there because I do not see Monaco defeating Borussia Dortmund. But the most important games are those ones I just mentioned. Barcelona versus Tottenham of Sports. Barcelona are playing at the Nou Camp. They have qualified. Tottenham needs to win and hopes that PSV Eindhoven helps them against International Milan.
Game just started, and look at that, Cosmos.
Wow, Barcelona, okay, so it's 1-0. It's 1-0 in that one. Barcelona is leading 1-0 in that one, and Tottenham just had their job cut out for them. Now they need to see how they can turn this result. Football is a very crazy sport. Anything can happen. But will it happen at the Nou Camp? It's been a long time since any team went to the Nou Camp. Any English side went to the Nou Camp and, did whatever they did.
So Ousmane Dembele in the 7th minute, match just started. I said, look, we're not playing. This is the Camp Nou. Went on to score for Barcelona. But let's go back to Group D.
Yep.
That's what it's concluded. As you mentioned, Galatasaray lost at home to FC Porto. Maximum points for FC Porto.
16
they have
points.
advanced. But when I look at Schalke 04, Lokomotiv Moscow, and of course, Galatasaray.
Yeah.
In recent football, you won't expect that Schalke 04 will finish second in the group. But yes, they are going to advance.
Well, Schalke 04 has always been a traditional team. I mean,
Lokomotiv Moscow. Look at even Galatasaray.
See, some of this team have what I call past glories. I mean, Galatasaray used to be one of the top teams, especially in the late 80s and, of course, in the mid-90s as well. You talk about Lokomotiv Moscow that, competed pretty well. At some point, they were in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. These are teams that could give you the run for the money. But then, I mean, it is a very competitive UEFA Champions League in that one. Now, you look at it critically. Lokomotiv Moscow and Galatasaray have opportunity of being in the Europa League. Now, Galatasaray will wait and see what happens between them, between Schalke 04 and Lokomotiv Moscow, because Lokomotiv, they are both
Schalke 04
just
points. Won by a single goal, 1-0.
So that means we have to look at the goal difference, because you look at it, Galatasaray and Schalke and Lokomotiv Moscow have 4 points each. Now, who is going to win? That is something we have to look at. It's something that probably have to look at very well. But it looks as if Galatasaray, with an edge, would get to the Europa League.
Of course, with 4 points, and Lokomotiv Moscow with 3. So that's it. More updates coming from the UEFA Champions League. We will be telling you tonight on the program. But I tell you, some juicy fixture going down. Barcelona taking on the Spurs right there at Camp Nou. Dembele, just look. Quickly, let's get this going. We're not here to play. But Tottenham, let's see if they can fight back. It's the UEFA Champions League, no small teams. In that same Group B, Inter Milan is taking on PSV Eindhoven. Then we told you also in Group A, there is Club Brugge taking on Atletico Madrid, and of course Monaco taking on Borussia Dortmund. It's been a tough season already for Thierry Henry.
I mean, Thierry Henry just took over from Tottenham, and of course there was nothing he could have done about this season. I mean, after now, they probably go on break for the Christmas period and, come back fighting better to see if they can be able to save their season. They're trying as much as possible to rake out results. But in the UEFA Champions League, no, it has to be not even next year. Maybe next 2 years, because they are not even in the top 10.
Yeah, so let me get you talking. Go to our social media platforms on Twitter channels _sports, Facebook channels _sports. We've just opened that thread. What teams are you tipping to go through to the next round of the UEFA Champions League? I want us to make comments as regards that match between Barcelona and Tottenham Hotspur, and of course Liverpool and Napoli. The Reds, do they have what it takes to stun Carlo Ancelotti and his team? We know the Napoli side, they don't play. And talking about goals, they're pouring in. It's Paris Saint-Germain 1 now, and the rest of Belgrade 0, PSV 1, and of course Inter Milan 0.
Now that has opened it up. Now Liverpool needs to do their work. They need to do their work, make sure that they win against Napoli, but then playing against a Napoli side, a Napoli side, coach, a Napoli, they're a very tough team on their own. now coached by
Well, this is Anfield.
Ancelotti.
And they understand the mission. And
Ancelotti
Liverpool
has won
also.
an Anfield before.
Yeah, and of course, Liverpool also, they are a good Champions League team. Just pause.
Yeah.
Hold your thought, Cosmos. Let's go on this quick break. Yes, I love the fact that we've started with the UEFA Champions League. Let's go on this break. When we come back, we'll talk about women's football in Nigeria. So don't go anywhere. Stay.